Our next guest is Mr. Hugh Crooks Jr., veteran from his services as a combat infantryman in Vietnam from 1967 to 1969. He is a member of the California Veterans Board since 2013, and is currently holding positions of chair. Give him an extra 10 years. As a member of the American Legion, he has held positions as state commander, National Executive Committee man. He belongs to the Sheriff Post 309. Mr. Crooks is a longtime resident of University Hills and attended Wilson High School, East Los Angeles College, and USC Domingos Hills. He is retired from the Los Angeles County 38 years. I would like to welcome Mr. Hugh Crooks to the stage.
Good morning or afternoon still. Before I start, I get to do a couple of extra things. Supervisor Solis, she said I'm the chairman of the board for California Veterans Affairs. And I want to thank you for putting this on and for inviting the California veterans of the California Cal Vet to participate in this ceremony. As a veteran, I have the distinct privilege to read a proclamation by Governor Newsom on Veterans Day. Executive Department, State of California. World War I formally ended on the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. Americans first observed Armistice Day 1 year later in commemoration of the heroism of those who served. It became a national holiday in 1938. However, the war that will end war, as H.G. Wells termed it, was followed by World War II, then the Korean War, Vietnam War, and recent wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. In 1954, Armistice Day became Veterans Day to honor and commemorate all who served in those wars, smaller conflict, and peacetime deployments. More than 1.7 million veterans now live in California, the most of any state in the Union. We pay tribute to them, we thank them, and we cherish them for their selfless service to protect our freedoms. We affirm our commitment to honoring those who have served with the respect, care, and gratitude they have earned many times over. In the words of President Kennedy, as we expressed our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. And I now, therefore, I, Gavin Newsom, Governor of the State of California, to proclaim November 11 as Veterans Day. And this is a test by Alex Padilla, Secretary of State. Okay, now you get to hear the last part. As you can guess, I'm kind of old. 50 years ago, actually, I returned from Vietnam, right? I spent 14 months there, and I was waiting at the Oakland airport, the last part of my freedom ride home, and some of you Vietnam vets will remember this. A lady walked up to me, looked at me in uniform, spit on me. She called me a baby killer. I was appalled. I don't know what's going on, but that's the way the country was. You know, there was a lot of gratitude for people in uniform back in those days. We were discouraged from wearing our uniforms in public. You did not wear any part of your uniform once you got out. But you know what? As a veteran, and you can see these veterans around here, a lot of things comes first to us. Country first, mission first, comrades first. That's what veterans do. Look at these people out here today. They put others first, or they wouldn't be here. Tomorrow we celebrate Veterans Day. It's the day that we put veterans first. But I want to ask you a question. Shouldn't every day be Veterans Day? Shouldn't every day veterans should be first? It's up to us to ensure every veteran feels that his or her service in this country is appreciated by their fellow Americans. There's many tangible ways you can do that. Some as simple as, thank you for what you've done for our country. For my Vietnam brothers and sisters, some as simple as welcome home, brother and sister. Okay, now I told you the bad part about what happened when I came home, but that's not my homecoming day. My homecoming day actually happened 20 years after that. I happened to be up north in California in a little town called Cambria, and one of the guys I served with, we were walking down the street. We had polo shirts that said Vietnam Vet on them, and a young man, I don't know who he was to this day, walked up to me and said, looked at our shirts and said, "Were you there?" He said, "Yeah." He stuck his hand out, he shook her hand and said, "Thank you for your service." And so that day, that's why this is a very special date for me, because this my homecoming day is tomorrow. Tomorrow, my homecoming day is Veterans Day, because of what that young man did. While we set aside November 11th as a special day to honor and remember our veterans, we should continually endeavor to serve our veterans as they have served our nation. From Bunker Hill to Gettysburg to Tripoli to Bella Wood, Guadalcanal, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria. There's always been a select group of Americans willing to fight and possibly die for a cause greater than their own self-preservation. Every single veteran took an oath stating that whatever this country needed them to do, including giving their life, they were willing to do that. They didn't have to do it, but they all took that oath and were willing to do it. Part of the sacrifice that veterans often face includes unemployment, underemployment, and the horrible, horrible thing of homelessness. Veterans they do country first. How else can you describe the motives of anybody who undergoes vigorous training? They submit themselves to demanding superiors and uproot their lives for minimal pay and long hours. But we always tend to forget certain things as a people. We forget that a veteran's benefits are the cost of war and a necessary part of fielding a strong national defense. Everyone talks about national defense, but what about the people that you send to take care of you in this country? We need to remember the sacrifices are made, the lives lost, and the lost family time. We need to remember that Veterans Day is also Freedom Day. Veterans put us first. Do we put veterans first? Abraham Lincoln characterized veterans' duty as the full nature of devotion as a cost of combined of blood, sweat, and sacrifice. And that is protect the greatest nation on earth. Please remember, if you don't do anything else, if you're not a veteran, and even if you are, it doesn't matter what that veteran, what his job was, because they all took that same oath. You walk up to him, please, if you don't do anything else, and you shake that veteran's hand, and you said, "Thank you for making sure I live in a secure country. Thank you for your duty." I want to say God bless you all for being here. God bless all of our veterans, and God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugh Crooks, for your inspiring words.